Good morning, Swirly Nation, and welcome back to the Lemieux Sports Center in Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania, for today's matchup between the Montgomery Blue Devils and your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. This is 2011 Nelly action. Coming to you live, starting lineups brought to you by the training table here at the Lemieux Sports Complex. When you're in town for games, practices, hit them up for all your nutritional needs. In goal for the Penguins, number 48, Sammy Brushett. On defense, 88, Danny Foster, 34, Austin Kumnick. And up front, 22, Landon Bloom, 43, George Lorchuk, and number 2, Enzo Vickers. Montgomery fires it off the stick of Kumnick, and it bounces in on Brushett, who will get a cover here early in period number 1. We're about a minute and 2 into the first period, 15 minutes on the clock. As the Pens win the draw, bank it up off the boards, pressured by Bowen. It's kicked back in front of Brushett, where Foligno picks it up. He goes off the wall to Baru. Baru able to tip it out to center. Bowen follows on now, Schweitzer. As it's knocked in past the stick of Dixon, it'll be picked up by the Penguins defenseman, Foligno. Foligno up off of a Blue Devil player, as it spun all the way back down into the Blue Devil zone, and will get an icing call. A couple games coming to you live on Cinnamon Swirl TV today. We'll have 2 games for the 2011s and these Montgomery Blue Devils, as well as the 2010s taking on the Philadelphia Revolution later on this morning. Hopefully you can join us for all 3 contests. We've got a couple extra things lined up for the broadcast today as well. Montgomery in their own end. Carrying up the left-hand side, they'll break it out, cross ice pass to the right. Pressured immediately by Foster. Foster forces the play wide, but a centering feed comes through, and it's off the stick of a Devil and sent wide to the cage, guarded by Brushett. Goldberg able to clear the zone, but it's a little too far, and it'll be another icing on the Pens, and that faceoff will come all the way back to the right of the Penguin net. Checking all the ambient microphones. We should be able to have constant volume even when I mute, so hopefully that's all working for us at home. We welcome all of you who are able to join us so far, and of course our millions upon millions of fans around the world. Bowen on the wall. Carries to center, countered attacked immediately by Montgomery. The Blue Devils work it deeper into the Penguin end. A centering feed off the side of the cage, a one-time shot there. Penguins got an early jump, but it's been Blue Devils for the last minute or so. Lohr's going to try to make a change of that as he carries it up the right-hand side. Firing one back in front, and that's kicked out nicely. The Penguins will keep it in at the blue line, but turn it right back to the Blue Devil defense. They'll run a breakout. And shot in on Brushett, and he's able to make the save with the glove and hold on. Lots of whistles early in this one. 12:02 to play here in the first. Penguins and Blue Devils. The Blue Devils in blue, as you would imagine, with a gold M upon the chest. Gold striping. Blue pants and white, blue, and gold socks as they fire one in on net. The Penguins able to clear the zone. Your Penguins in the reverse retro whites. White jerseys with Pittsburgh diagonally across the chest. The black pants, the white socks, everything with black and gold striping. And the iconic gold Pens Elite helmets. The Devils over the center line is worked up just past the stick of Goldberg. The Devils will clear their zone again, and it pops over the stick of Dixon. It'll be gathered in by Zachi. Zachi carries it behind his own net. He's pressured immediately, but he's able to use that long reach to get it to Bloom. Bloom fires it up the wall, gets it out the center. It'll be a 2-on-2 with Goldberg and Vickers. Goldberg delays, fires one across for Vickers. He spins a backhander in on net. That's put into the corner nicely by the Blue Devil netminder. Up to the point, it's Schweitzer. Schweitzer's feet across, looking for Foster, cut off by the Devils. But back checking hard was Foster, able to break the play up, and the Pens pop it right back in the Devils' zone. The Devils trying to break out the left side, pressured immediately by Grayson Peru. Hopefully you got those coolers ready today. Out to center for Kumnik. Kumnik tries the wall. Nothing but Devils in the way. It'll be wrapped back around for Foster. He'll find Peru. Peru will get up the right-hand side into the Devils' zone. Throw a pass behind the back to Schweitzer. He goes back to Kumnik. Kumnik tries for the corner once. Twice is the key. It'll be in behind, battled for by Peru. Peru and Lore dig. Puck pops out in front of the Devils' net, cleared by the Devil defense. Lore with the puck pressure as it pops free to center ice for Foster. Foster banking one off the boards for Lore again. Gathered in by the Devils' defense as they work it up through center. An early 0-0 tie, about 5 minutes into the game today. An 8:25 start here from the Lemieux Center. Foster in the corner. Kicking at it now, Kumnik. Supported by Schweitzer. Pens doing a great job protecting the front of the net for Burchett as it comes back to the point, and it's deflected wide of the cage by Kumnik. Following on in support is Lore as he spins it back up, looking for a breakout pass that's cut off by the Devils and sent back in to the Pens' end. It skips between the legs of Kumnik, where it's wrapped around by Foster for Lore. It's past his reach back to the Devils at their own blue line. Gathered in, and they'll gain the Penguins' zone. The Devils have had a bit of a territorial advantage so far in this one. Kumnik and Foster battle behind the net. It's kicked free by a Devil. Foster diving to the ice to break the play up. Skating through it is Luarchik. Battle in the corner, right in the feet of the official. Knocked down on the play, Luarchik. The battle continues as it's worked back to the point for the Devils. Side of the net, tipping one in front. Can they get it through in on Burchett? They will not. The Pens defense cleared to the wall. Vickers and now Kumnik follow on. Sent back to the blue line and dumped right back in by the Devils. It'll be chased down by Foster. Worked up the wall for Goldberg. And Goldberg will tap it out the center and he'll give chase in behind. He's able to gather the puck on the right side, cut back to the middle. It's in, and it bounces off the defense and gets behind the goaltender. And your Penguins have a 1-0 lead. We'll bring you the replay. Here's Nate Goldberg up the right-hand side, cuts to the middle, tries to center it to Bowen. It goes off the skate of a Devil. And the Penguins jump out to a 1-0 lead. The Devils right off the face-off, breaking in on Brushett, and they'll tie the game at 1 immediately. Poking the face-off forward and splitting the defense. And quite a bit of a celebration. Montgomery wins the draw and pops it in behind the Penguins net. It'll be picking up the right, but picked off by the Devils. Another shot comes in, this one wide of Burchett. It'll be Lore getting to the puck. Battled for on the wall as they peel off and cut to the middle. Shot skips all the way through. That one off of the head of, I believe, a Devil and cleared by Foligno. Lord carrying through center into the offensive end. Finds Baru. Baru sends a heavy shot off the pads. It's cleared up and into the bench by the Blue Devils. We get a whistle, and it should be a face-off in the Blue Devils zone to the right of the goaltender. It'll be Bloom stepping to the dot. He's flanked by Vickers and Luarchuk, with Foster and Zachi the defense, as the Pens are offside. Welcome, everybody. It looks like the numbers flying up the charts. Make sure you've subscribed. If you have not, please click the subscribe button below. 15 of you joining us from around the globe. We're going to give a special welcome to all of our friends in the great north of Canada who tune in for almost every one of our games. We're happy to have you. Stay tuned. Also follow us on Twitter at CineTV. We're going to run a few specials, I think, coming up here. We may have an announcement this afternoon on some of it. So tune in. Spinning with it at the blue line are the Devils' defense. They pop it into the left wing corner where Zachi will battle. He's supported by Bloom. And now Vickers. And the puck pops free. It's a Devil driving into the middle, dangling one and sending a trickler in on Burchett, who's able to cover and get the whistle. It'll be the Devils winning the draw back to the point. Brush it there to make the save. The rebound pops by. Brush it gets the initial stop, and it popped just to the right of him, the left as you see it. And the Devils were able to get a stick on it and make it a 2-1 game. So Schweitzer will come to the face-off circle with Baru and Bowen. Kumnik and Foligno, the defense. 6:14 to play in the first. It's popped forward. Vogel into the offensive zone. I'm catching some names off the back of jerseys here for the Devils. Foligno for the Pens. Able to clear it up to Bowen, who falls on the play, and it's right back to the Blue Devils stick from the top of the circles, and Brush it there to cradle that one in the chest. Pens and Devils looking for changes here. The Pens will change their forward units. It'll be Bloom, Luarchuk, and the goal scorer, Goldberg. Wrapped all the way up for the stick of Luarchuk up the left wing side. The Devils enter the Penguin zone, but they'll be off sides. Pens break into the offensive zone. It's the backhand of Lord. It's gloved and held. I don't know if he was sure. It looked like a heavy shot off the backhand right into the glove. A nice stop there by the Blue Devil netminder to keep it a 1-goal game. Penguins win the draw back to the point. It's a heavy shot from Dixon skipping wide. As the Devils streak back into the Penguin zone, they'll shoot one to the glove hand side of Brushett, who makes a big stop there. Devils win the draw back to the point, looking for a shot themselves. That's cut off by Bloom. A Devil loses his stick, and Bloom able to clear it out to center, where Goldberg will take over, and he hits Vickers with a drop. It's a 2-on-1. He's got Foster with him. Tries to feather a backhand through. It skips over a Devil's stick right to Foster, who sends one in, and Vickers with a backhand stop by the pad. It'll be Kubnik gathering it in. Wraps it around behind. Battling behind the net is Bloom. The Devils clear. And it'll be into the Devil bench again. It'll be kicked to the outside for Lohr. Lohr to Schweitzer. Schweitzer up the right wing side. Into the zone. Baru center drives. Schweitzer sends a shot. Pass off pads. It'll kick all the way back to Dixon at the point. He tries for Baru in the corner. It's picked off by a Devil. Cleared up but not out. Kept at the point again by Dixon. Penguins will do work. Cutting off the board. Baru sending a backhander in. Lohr, he's got that shoveling high backhander that is fought off again. This one, Schweitzer to the stick of Lohr, and it trickles just wide. Baru had crashed in behind the net, and the Devils will counterattack here. Up into the Penguin zone, around the Pens defenseman, 2-on-1 develops. Shot stopped by Brushett and sent to the corner. Carrying it up the wall, Lohr. Penguins with a couple good opportunities here late in the second, trying to even the game back up. It's picked off by the Devils and carrying it out through center, weaving through the neutral zone into the offensive end, where that shot will be stopped and gloved by Brushett. Leaning into the dot is number 2, Vickers. Banging it out to the corner. Pens win the initial draw. Vickers will end up with it, and he clears it up through center, just past Goldberg, but he'll give chase, putting pressure on the Devils' defense as they pick it up and carry it behind their own net. Breaking out to the left-hand side. A nice controlled breakout there. Wing to center, center into the neutral zone, where the Penguins will attack. It's the stick of Foster freeing it up. Now Lewarchuk, with a poke check at the blue line, is going to force the Devils to be in offsides. So welcome everybody to Cinnamon Swirl TV, the first of 3 today. 2 11 games and a 10 game in between. I'll do the best to keep the pipes well maintained throughout the day. We'll bring you another game tomorrow morning. 4 on the docket for the weekend as the Devils fire one in high and over the cage. Gathered in behind the net, they try to work it back into the front of the cage and will pull it back through. And I think Brushett got a pad on that one to kick it to the corner. Wrapped around for Goldberg and tapped out to center. The Devils will gather it there. They'll send it all the way back into the Pens end, and they'll try to run a controlled breakout. Banking it off the wall for Goldberg. Goldberg deflects it right up the center, taken there by a Blue Devil defenseman. They'll snap it up in a 3-on-2 for the Devils into the offensive zone, but they'll be off side. Face off to come outside of the Pens blue line as Baru leans in. Wins the draw to Bowen. Bowen off the boards, cut off nicely by the defense of the Devils. And they'll counterattack back the other direction where Kubnik will break the play up at the Pens blue line. It'll be Pens and Devils battling it out at center ice. Lore spins it into the Devils zone. They'll fire it all the way back across ice speed. That'll be picked up by Foligno in the Penguins' end. He'll go off the boards behind the net, and it's taken in by Kubnik, who's able to clear it all the way back out to center. Baru on the forecheck. Now Lore and Bowen. Tap forward, it'll be Baru skating into it. Pops free, but can't get control of the puck. He was defended nicely and spun around on the play. The Blue Devils carried back up through center, around the left-hand side. Kept wide by Kubnik. Lore tries to clear. That's battled for in behind the cage now. Lore will rim it around, but right to the Devils' defense. They'll fire one. Kicked out by Foligno. Sent back in behind where it'll be Kubnik over to Bowen. Bowen off the boards. Hits a player joining for the Devils. And they'll regroup in their own end. Carrying it up the left this time. Cutting back to the middle, sending a backhander wide of the Penguins' net where it's picked up by Vickers. He takes one whack, maybe two. Tries to tap it behind the defenseman, but it's turned back the other direction. And a shot skips wide of the cage off the shin pad of Foligno. Those shinnies getting some work for Dino Foligno in the Pens defense corps. Vickers will battle right up the wall as the horn sounds and we get an end to period number 1. Here's one of those treats I mentioned, folks. Take a look at this new feature.
Squishy Evans, number 1, St. Killian Pale School. Enza Vickers, number 2, St. Charles. Foligno, number 5, of Chartiers Valley. That's wonderful.
Grayson Baru, number 14. I go to Elwood City Area School District.
Finn Bowen, number 26, and I go to Eden Hall Upper Elementary.
Austin Kubnik, number 34, Hain Elementary.
Brady Dixon, 36, in Gamar Elementary School. Lane.
I'm Sammy Brushett, number 48, and I go to Hain Middle School.
Ryan Laura, number 61, Hain Middle School.
Luca Zacci, number 83, Mars Area Centennial School.
Danny Foster, 88, Mercer Elementary School.
Nathan Goldberg, 97, Level Green Elementary School.
Hopefully you enjoyed that. That was your Pens Elite introductions. There's definitely a few players still missing there. We are working on getting all the videos together. But hopefully you enjoyed the player introductions there of your 2011 Pens Elite. We'll have a couple other features as we did some other videos throughout the season, so be sure to tune in for all of our games here. Thank you all for joining us for this one. Again, please be sure to subscribe below. Loomer steps to the dock. Sends one to the wall for Dixon. He'll battle there, supported by Bloom, but it'll be the Devils in the corner. Working it out to the middle. Nice play there by Lewarchuk to cut in front of that one and skip it out through to center ice. Banking it off the boards for Vickers. Vickers drives the middle, gets it to Bloom. His shot in, 5-hole stopped and covered. Face off. Right side of the Devils zone. Schweitzer turns it back towards Kubnik at the point, supported by Baru. Battle there as the Penguins step in. It's Bowen, now Foster chopping at it, able to get it to Bowen. Bowen tries to turn it back to the middle, kept at the blue line by Foster as they'll send it wide of the Devil net. Gathered in there by Bowen, kicked back out in front. The Pens will knock away at it, but can't get it past the Devil goaltender. Send it across where it's gathered in by Montgomery. And the Montgomery Blue Devils get it to the Pens line, but no further than Kumnik. The Devils send it back into the left wing side. Cutting into the middle. Cut off nicely by Schweitzer. They'll reverse it back for a shot that skips wide of the Penguins' cage. It'll be picked up in the corner. And the Penguins will try to clear the zone, but it pops free to a Devil who sends one in. And Burchett, great job to put that in the corner. Another centering feed sent wide of the Penguins' cage. Penguins pinned in their end here a little bit early, second period, trailing 2-1. As the Devils get control, shoot one in, and that skips wide of Burchett. It'll be Luarchuk behind his own net. A nice move to cut through the middle and find Bowen on the outside. Bowen lofts a backhander looking for Baru, skated into by Schweitzer, and he's into the offensive zone to fire one that off of a Devil sticking wide. That might have been Schweitzer actually on the upcut there. I called it for Luarchuk. 23 instead of 43. It's Bloom carrying it wide, looking for Luarchuk in front this time. Get it! As it's fired by Dixon high over the net. He's got a missile. Luarchuk in the corner, looking, dangling, cutting around, moving with it. He's got it behind the cage. Worked around by the Devils, cut off by Dixon, but ultimately cleared. It should be icing if it's far enough. It will not be far enough, and I don't think it would have been icing anyway. It's picked up by Foligno, up off of Goldberg, out to center. Back to the blue line. The Devils do a great job of that reversal. When it gets gummed up at center ice, and you see a lot of players on one side, they do a great job firing it across to the other side using their defense partners and that offside wing. Schweitzer will lean in for the face-off here, flanked by Bowen and Lord. Back to the point. Zachi keeps it in. Second chance, sends it in front of the net. But back come the Devils. Carrying up the left, chased down by Schweitzer. Shot comes in, and it'll be brush it to the glove hand side, a missile. Fired into the corner. On a rush from the blue line up, and a shot from inside the circles, just inside the dot. Able to get by and make it 3-1 Blue Devils. Schweitzer will pick it up and rim around into the offensive zone, looking to cut the lead back to 1. As it's cut off there by Zachi. Bowen will dangle at the blue line, trying to stay on sides, but it's knocked off his stick. Foster will reverse it back up the ice and ultimately end up with it in his own end. He'll go D to D to his partner Zachi, who's able to send it back across ice, and it just hops over the stick of Bowen. Foster stepping up, and around him goes a Blue Devil. Centering feed right in front. There's Burchett to make a monster stop. Let's see if I can catch that one on replay for you, folks. A beauty of a save by Sammy Burchett. As the Devils bank it back out to center. Penguins, Zachi gains the offensive zone. He'll fire it in behind and Bloom in after it. Able to disrupt the breakout attempt and center one. Unable to get there is Goldberg, and reaching for the puck. He's going to get his stick stepped on, and the Penguins are going to head to the PK. As Foligno touches up, Goldberg will head to the sin bin for a minute and a half. The adjusted penalties here, USA Hockey rules, 15-minute periods, minute and a half penalty. A trip on 97 Goldberg, and the Penguins will have their work cut out for him on the penalty kill here. Your penalty killers will be Bloom, and Vickers. With Kumnik. And I believe that's Felino. Yes, it is. On the other side. And we're having a conversation. They have a minute. It should be a minute and a half penalties. Not 2-minute penalties. That's what we're adjusting. Mrs. Goldberg trying to leave her son sit for an extra 30 seconds. So we've got 3 minutes of penalties on the board now, but they're going to let him out with 30 seconds left in the first one. Let's hope there's not another one. It'll be D to D. And sent in just wide of Burchett. Picked up on the side of the cage, sent back in front. Comes all the way through for a shot. It goes off of a player in front. That shot sails wide. Lots of early Devil pressure on the power play as ultimately it's forced out to center. Vickers sent it up for Bloom. Now it's put back in by the Devils. I think they were a step off sides, but Kumnik able to clear it to center nonetheless. The Devils knock it off the stick of Bloom. Back to Kumnik. Kumnik will flip it up for Bloom. Bloom out to center again. Penguins clear the zone and force the offside play. We'll get new penalty killers for the Pens. It'll be Zachi and Dixon, Baru and Schweitzer. And of course, the most important penalty killer, Burchett and net. Making sure everything's square with the penalty time. As Schweitzer glides to the face-off circle. It's taken in by the Devils. They drive down Main Street, sending one across. And that shot will get past the netminder for the Penguins and make it 4-1 on the power play. Throw up your Penguins headshots here. We should have everybody on this scroll. So please look up at the top corner and find your favorite Pens Elite player. "4-1 Blue Devils" here on Cinnamon Swirl TV. Make sure we subscribe below as the Penguins possess it. At center ice, it'll be Schweitzer finding Lohr. Lohr into the offensive zone, sending one in. Rebound, skips free. A beautiful rebound, stopped by the pad as it was popped in by Baru. A shot outside by Lohr. Baru got to the rebound, and the Blue Devil goaltender gets a pad out to stop that. Ultimately gets the cover. And we get a face-off in the left part of the zone. Guys over there so you can see as it's rimmed around by the Blue Devils. Picked up at center, carried out by Montgomery. Sending one in, Burchett puts it into the corner. Back to the point. Firing one in, that's popped in behind the net by Burchett. Doing a great job of rebound control here. Cutting to the middle and sending one wide as a Devil forward. Dixon will get control, pops it off the boards. Gathered back in. And the Devils will work it to the corner. Right wing side. Battled for there. Schweitzer down, but Dixon follows on. Centering pass right to the stick of a Devil who sends one high up over the shoulder of Burchett. A centering feed right to a wide open Blue Devil. 5-1, Montgomery. Vickers to step to the face-off circle. Pens need to get the energy up here. The Devils win it forward again and skate right into it. Penguins do a much better job this time of keeping him to the outside for a shot from outside of the circles. The Penguins will break it out, but it skips over the stick of Vickers, who'll battle at center ice now. Luarchuk with a stick lift, but on come the Devils. Foster there to defend, forcing it wide. Driving in on it, Vickers. Vickers and Foster will do battle behind the net with a pair of Devils supported by Kumnik. As the puck popped around, moved around, and it'll be picked up by Kumnik in support. He's able to hit a breakout pass for Luarchuk, who sends it cross ice to Goldberg. Goldberg gets up to speed and gains the offensive zone. Fending off a defender with his body as it skipped behind the net and centered off the stick of Luarchuk in front of the cage, and the Devils able to clear and carry through center. A 3-on-2 develops as they weave into the offensive zone. Skipping one cross ice, cut off by Goldberg and cleared up but not out, kept at the blue line. Now it'll be Kumnik's turn. He'll fire one, but it's all the way down and it's far enough for icing. And the faceoff will come all the way back into the Penguin zone. .7:02 to play here in period number 2, 5-1 Montgomery. Faceoff taken by Bowen and driven right up the ice left-hand side. Following on is Baru, but it is an offside play at the Devil blue line. Baru leans in. Taken by the Devils, and another 3-on-2 as they weave through. Firing one, and there's the glove of Burchett to make a save. He holds on, and the Pens get a whistle. Baru on the draw. One by Montgomery. They send one in. Burchett with the first save. Rebound cleared by Dixon. Wrapped around for Bowen. Bowen will pick it up on the wall. Fire it up through center looking for Baru. Knocked away by the Devils, followed on by Lohr, and ultimately kicked forward by Foligno, where a battle at center ice is taken by Montgomery. Montgomery into the corner, spinning with it. Centering a pass. That's cut off. The Devils pressure in behind. Montgomery ends up controlling the puck, but the Pens, Lohr able to get there and clear the zone. They'll bank it off the wall back towards the Pen zone where it's gathered in by Baru. Baru knocked down at center, and back come the Devils. It'll be a 2-on-1 Foligno. On defense, Burchett sliding from his left to his right to make another 10-bell save. The puck cleared, and it'll be an icing. Burchett, another left to right sliding stop. Keeps it 5-1. Face off from Blue. Gathered in behind by the Devils. Fended off by Foster, who's able to get it up to Luarchuk, who plays it back for Foster, and now there's a battle in the corner. Foster, Luarchuk, and Bloom coming in to support. Wedged forward by Foster, but gathered in by the Devils. Back to the point. Shot up high. Vickers eats that one like Cookie Monster. For lunch, blocks the shot, and the Pens escape the zone as Bloom cuts to the middle. He's pickpocketed. A sliding Zachi breaks up the first play, but now it's Foster one-on-one play as he's able to keep the player to the outside and force the puck into the corner. Centering pass off the skate of Foster. Right back to the Devils. As they send one in on net, Burchett there to stop and cover. And now some pushing and shoving in front of the Penguin cage. Schweitzer on the draw, won by the Devils back to the point. Pressured immediately by Schweitzer and Baru as they put it into the corner. Centering pass picked off by the speedy Schweitzer, who carries it behind his own net. Cuts back up to the middle, carries around one, now around two. He's up through center ice, carrying it up the right-hand side, gaining the Blue Devils zone. He's cut off nicely, able to get it into the corner, however. It'll be Bowen with the puck pressure. That puck, a breakout attempt by the Devils, cut off by a couple Penguins, but ultimately skips free to center, where the Devils will play it into the Penguin zone where Kubnik will be there to defend. It works all the way into the corner. Skating by it was Baru. Now Kubnik will battle Schweitzer in behind as well. Centering feed off the stick of Foligno, and it'll be Bowen pulling it off the wall. His centering pass blocked by a diving Montgomery forward as they keep it into the zone. Winding up in the Penguins' end. Looking, finding someone at the point. Shot, firing one from there that's fought off by Foligno and gathered in by Schweitzer, who stops behind the net and taps it forward to Foligno. Foligno unable to escape the zone as the Devils put it back in front of the Penguins' net. It'll be Baru of the Pens getting control, and he'll skate it out to the safety of center. He's hounded from behind, defended well from in front, and it's broken up at the Penguins' blue line where they will go off-site. 3:17 to play here in period number 2. Bloom pops the face-off forward and gives chase into the Devil end. Montgomery Blue Devils try to break it up the right wing side. It'll be pressured immediately by Bloom. Bloom wins that battle and pops it even further into the Devil end. It's taken by a Devil defenseman and broken out up through center. Picking it up and carrying it into the Penguin zone. A nice centering feed there, cut off by Dixon. It's in the corner where the Penguins will battle. It'll be Zachi getting to it. He's able to get it to Goldberg. Goldberg has Luarchuk, but I don't know that he could have gotten it through, so he'll put it into the corner. The Penguins with some numbers in front as they center one. Bloom there. That's defended off nicely. Waving at it. Goldberg, he can't get control, and back come the Devils. Montgomery puts it into the Penguin end behind the net of Burchett. It's gathered in by Zachi. Zachi goes off the boards for Goldberg. The Devils pop it back behind where it'll be Dixon. Dixon rims it around, hoping for Luarchuk. It skips past him all the way to the point. A centering feed from there goes just past the stick of a Devil, and they'll try to set it back up to the point man. Dumped in, but picked up by Zachi. Off the skate of a Penguin at the blue line, and the Devils have control. Into the offensive zone, dangling one, and sending it off the post, but the rebound sits there to be tapped in. The initial shot goes off iron, but the rebound popped past and into the Penguin net. Schweitzer. On the draw, wins it to Lohr. Lohr pops it forward, but the Devil defense send it right back to the Penguin line. They'll dump it into the right wing corner for Kumnik. Devils keep possession. Back into the corner, waved at and battled for in the corner by Foster. Foster finds Lohr, but it's knocked off of his stick, and it'll go back into the corner where Foster will rim it around. It's gathered in by the Devils. They work it right down that corner, right down that wall. From the wall to the point, the Penguins giving chase. Looking to break that Penguins defense down as a shot comes in from the point that's tracked incredibly well by Burchett and held on to. It'll be Bloom leaning in to the left of Burchett. Face-off won by the Pens, and it's Goldberg getting it out to center where it's skated into by Vickers. He looks for Goldberg. It's just off of his skates. And back come the Devils. Centering feed cut off by Dixon. And he'll fire up ice. He'll get it to Goldberg. Able to gather it in behind himself. Work into the offensive zone. Uses the body to protect and pop it further in where Vickers will give chase. The Devils try to counterattack from there. It's popped off the stick right to Goldberg, who can't gather it in, and it's taken behind the net by the Devils. Montgomery breaks it out to the left-hand side, pops it behind the Pens defense, and a 2-on-1 develops. Firing, and it's off Burchett and wide of the cage. Nice save there. The Devils will battle in front. Dixon breaks up the play, frees it up for Foligno. Knocked down on the play, but he's able to get it to center. Unfortunately, Lohr into the back of Vickers, and back come the Devils, but they'll be offside, and the horn will end period number 2. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Lemieux Center. The Penguins got a bit of intermission wisdom from head coach Trevor Nelson, flanked by assistant coaches Rob Ferrari, Brian Bloom, and Alex Kumnik. Face-off taken by the Pens. The Pens are going to look to win a period, win this period. They lost the first one 2-0, the second one 4-0, or 2-1, second one 4-0. Pens are going to look to win a period here. That's what you do. Come out, win a period. It'll be Baru carrying up through center. Able to work it the whole way into the Montgomery zone. The back-checking Blue Devils able to get control in the corner. Pressured immediately by Schweitzer. He'll pick the puck up. And he'll find, he was looking for Zachi. A nice stick there by the Devils. As Montgomery forces it all the way back into the Penguin zone. Schweitzer with an outlet pass to Baru. Taken from him by the Montgomery defense. Back up for Schweitzer, now spinning back to Baru. He falls backwards, unable to get control, and back in come the Devils. Cutting outside, cutting inside, fended off nicely there by Foster, and taken in by Zachi, who's able to work it over to Schweitzer. Schweitzer finds Vickers. Vickers with a tap pass to Schweitzer, and he'll dump it into the offensive zone where Vickers will give chase. Enzo Vickers pressuring behind the net. Wrapped around by the Devils, cut off by Goldberg, but the Devils persist and carry into the Penguin zone. Hunting it down there in the corner is Kumnik. Kumnik flips it up off the wall for Foligno. Foligno looking for Luarchuk. Back up to the point for Vickers, who's able to pop it forward, and it'll be Goldberg stepping into it. It'll be a one-on-one situation, a two-on-one, as he has Vickers. Tries to push it to the center, and it's off the skate of a Devil defense. He was looking for Vickers there, who was driving the net, trailing a bit, and the Penguins with a good scoring chance early here in the third. You would know it's the third if the producer would update the periods. The producers mean Cinnamon Swirl TV. Thanks for joining. Make sure you subscribe. Devils carrying it into the left side. Penguin zone cutting to the middle. Weaving, bobbing, firing one wide to the net. It'll be picked up by Luarchuk. He fires one the whole way out the center, not far enough for icing. But the Devils will counterattack right up the left. Stepping into one, firing. Bruchette gets it with the blocker. Rebound kicked in on the net, and it'll be covered by the Penguin goaltender. Donning the black pads. Face-off gathered in by Montgomery. Pressured by Bowen, and the Devils will send it into the pen zone, but it'll be an offside play. Face-off coming outside of the Penguins' blue line. Pressure from Lohr. And we got the referee's arm raised high in the sky, and we're going to get a roughing call here. And it'll be on the Montgomery Blue Devils. So we will head to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. Face off in the Montgomery zone. Penguins go to work on the power play. If you want your investments to go on a power play, go to our good friends at Seven Fields Wealth Management. As it's banked off the boards by Montgomery and brought into the Penguin zone, tipped off of a stick there and gathered in by Foster. Out to center comes the puck, but the Devils will counterattack shorthanded here. They drive into the offensive zone. Penguins defend it off, and it'll be Foster picking it up. Foster to Lohr. Lohr carries up the right, pressured immediately. The Blue Devils do a good job with pressure. The Penguins doing a good job with puck support there. They're able to get it out to Bowen at center. He's attacked in the neutral zone, but he's able to work it into the Blue Devil end. Kicking it in behind the Montgomery net where it'll be chased down by Blue. A rim around by the Devil defenseman, cut off by Vickers, sent back in behind for Blue. Penguins unable to get control here in the Montgomery zone and set up the power play. Foster will give it a shot. As it's worked up high, he's able to send it behind. Now Luarchuk will get there. Can the Penguins do damage from Gretzky's office? As it's worked around by Bloom. He'll cut to the middle. Oh, he's fended off there. Cut off by a Devil defense. Back to the point, it's Dixon. He'll chip it back into the corner. Bloom in, able to cut off the first breakout attempt. Power play over for the Pens, but they've gotten some life here as Dixon fires one, skipping it wide of the net. Just over 10 minutes to play in the third. Penguins trail 6-1. Out to center it comes. Foster will fire it back into the Devils' zone. The Devils counterattack and wave it all the way into the Penguins' end. No icing on the play, as it'll be picked up by Dixon, who's able to nudge it forward around one. The second player cuts it off, and so there'll be another battle. Penguins with a good job of support there, as it does pop free to a Montgomery Blue Devil, who sends one skipping to the short side, where it is gloved and held by Burchett. Face off in the Penguins' defensive zone, controlled by Montgomery, but their D-to-D pass skips out to center. Pressured by Baru as he pops free. Drives into the offensive zone, cuts to the backhand, and a stop made by the Devils goaltender on the Baru breakaway. Works to the right-hand side. Shot blocked by Dixon. And cleared up and out by the Pens. It'll be Baru giving chase with puck pressure. Spins around at center and peels off. A Penguin and a Devil down at center ice. As the Devils work it back into the Pens zone, firing one off of a shin pad wide of Burchett and cleared by the Pens. It'll be Schweitzer getting to the puck. He banks it off the boards looking for Goldberg. Goldberg will gain the Montgomery zone. He's cut off by 3 Devils and they counterattack from there. Back checking nicely, Luarchuk able to get it to Goldberg, pops it forward as Bloom gives chase. Bloom frees it up, spins with it, turns, fires, and it skips wide of the net. Off of a stick, a great stick on puck block there by the Devil defense. We have the official's arm is back in the air again. We have a whistle, and we have a body check call. And that's going to go on Montgomery as well. So your Pens will head back to the power play. They had some a little momentum on the last one. So let's see if they can build with some of that. They had trouble getting set up in the Montgomery end, but once they got towards the end of the power play, they were able to get 2 or 3 pretty good scoring chances there. So let's replicate that. As Sweet Caroline blazes through the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. Cinnamon Swirl TV, the 2011 Nelson team. We're happy to bring it to you. Play-by-play done by myself, Jeremy Evans, as well as the production work for the 2011s. And working the camera, Dan Foster. Thanks for the help there, Dan, on Cine TV. Offside play at the Penguin blue line by the Devils. And we have 8:27 to play. They said the Pens trying to win this period. They lost the first one 2-1, the second one 4-0, but this one 0-0. The Pens need to keep the pressure on and get one by here. They've had some good scoring chances here in the third. This team has no quit in it. None. 0. The Devils control short-handed and working it up to the blue line. Kicking its skate to stick and firing one in where Burchett gets control and makes the save. One minute left on the Penguin power play here. As the Devils win the draw and put it in behind the Penguin cage. It'll be gathered there by Foster as he tries to get it to Lohr. It'll ultimately come to the stick of Zachi, who's unable to clear the zone, but pressure by Bowen frees it up for Schweitzer. The back-checking Devils try to get back, but he's able to find Bowen. Bowen sends one in on net that skips to the corner for Lohr. Back behind for Schweitzer. Schweitzer to the point for Kumnik. His shot from outside, kicked away and carried out by the Blue Devils. As they tip it up through center, a 2-on-1 develops short-handed. Fed across, sent in and off the stick of the standing Penguin netminder. Bowen gets to it, but unable to get control, and the Devils will keep it at the blue line. 4 seconds left on the power play as it kicks free to Bowen. Bowen finds Lohr. Lohr carries up through center. Power play over. Foster to Lohr. Lohr sends one cross ice looking for Vickers off the skate of a Devil defenseman. Kept in by Kumnik, though. And ultimately fired back up through center, where the Pens will try to counterattack. It'll be Bloom into the offensive zone. Knocked down on the play. Picking it up there in the corner is a Devil defenseman, but he's pressured immediately by Vickers. Vickers around for Goldberg as bodies come together. Vickers down to a knee. Now Bloom. Now Goldberg. Goldberg sends one in it all the way through the crease to the opposite side, where Montgomery will clear the defensive zone as the clock ticks near 6 minutes. Foligno rimmed around past the stick of Kumnik. And it'll be Goldberg. Now the Devils. They keep it in the Pens' end. Kumnik gets there. Kumnik and Bloom battling in the corner, and it'll be Kumnik coming away with it. Up to Vickers, and he's turned back, and the Pens will try again. This time Kumnik does get it out the center. So the Penguins able to clear their end. A D-to-D play. That's the play I was talking about earlier, folks. They do a great job of not just sending it right back into what I always referred to as the hornet's nest. Right back where it came, where there's 300 people. They find that space on the opposite side. Use their D and offside wings. And it's right back in the Pen zone where Bloom will battle, and now Goldberg. Off the stick of a Devil forward, but Bloom able to clear it out the center, where it'll be gathered in by Montgomery, and ultimately free to the stick of Vickers, who's able to work it all the way into the Devils' end. They'll bank it high off the boards. It's cut off by Baru, and gathered in at center by Lohr. Lohr fires it into the corner, rimmed around by the Devil defense. Cut off by Dixon, able to keep it in the Blue Devil zone, where Baru will battle in the corner. Working there, supported by Lohr as they're able to get it back to Dixon. And he'll step into one. That shot blocked, kicked out to center, and he stays right with the play to prevent a 2-on-1 situation. Nice job there by Dixon. Sent all the way to the blue line and off the skate of Schweitzer at center. Now Dixon, now Schweitzer, and ultimately a Devil. Montgomery pops free, firing one wide of the Penguin net. We take it on the half wall. Under 4 minutes to play. Schweitzer will come out and find Baru, who dances through center, weaves through one, but right into some trouble, but he sticks with it, battling through to the corner. Schweitzer will get possession. Penguins doing a good job in this period of going low to high there. This time it's cut off by a Devil defense, or forward, who carries it into the offensive zone and shoots one wide of the net of Burchett. Lohr, his breakout pass cut off, but coming back to play it is Schweitzer, who's able to send it all the way into the Blue Devil zone, where it's chased down by Lewarchik, pressuring the Devils, who run a breakout. They come up through center, weaving into the offensive zone. Around one, Burchett has fallen down, and the puck goes off the post. Comes back in front, and it's Snow Angel time, and unable to get on top of it was Burchett, and they'll pop the rebound by. Bit of an odd play there. Burchett able to recover. He might have gotten a stick on that. I'm not sure. It was either stick or post, as he had fallen down on the 2-on-1, but was able to recover enough to either make the save or force it off the pipe. And then the rebound, the puck just popped out in front, and was battled for. He was looking for it, unable to get on top of it, as it sat free at the side of the cage and was poked past. This has been a dangerous play for the Pens over and over again. Right off the faceoff, Montgomery drives right into the zone and gets a good scoring chance. And the rebound kicks right back to a Montgomery forward. So they come right off the faceoff, challenging the Penguins defenseman. Able to get a good shot that actually went off Burchett off the top of the net into the side of the cage. They picked that up and centered it right to a wide open Montgomery Blue Devil. Baru leans in, and the Penguins need to get one of these back here. Montgomery possessing in the Penguin zone. The clock ticks inside of 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play. Centering feed. And that'll, I don't think Burchett saw the feed come off, as it skips between the wickets of the Penguins goaltender. The Devils firing right back into the Penguins' end. Foligno to the puck. The Devils gain possession behind. Foligno is able to tip it free for Lohr. Lohr coming up the right-hand side with speed. Looking for the Devils off our defensive zone. It'll find Baru, who weaves through. Can't get the shot through, but he stays on the puck. Him and Lohr will work. Again, no quitting these boys. They're going to keep working. Dixon, a backhand cross ice pass to Foligno. It's knocked off of his stick and back come the Devils. Cutting to the middle. Foligno got back in time to defend that one, as the Devils will try a second time here. Driving the right side, spinning with it, turning, looking for the point man. They go D to D. Sending one to the side of the net and in on Burchett, who's able to kick it out and cleared by the Penguins defense to the corner. They're unable to clear the zone as we wind into the last minute to play here in the first period. Baru pops free, cuts inside, sends his shot just wide of the Blue Devil cage. The Devils will clear past Zachi. Lowarchuk there in support, able to get possession. The Devils will send it in offsides. 44 seconds to play here in period number 3. Team Nelson trailing Montgomery. Thanks to everybody for joining us here, Cinnamon Swirl TV. It's always a pleasure to bring you the games. This game's going to be followed up in 15 minutes from now. Yes, 15 minutes from now. The 2010s will take on the Philadelphia Revolution. And then join us again this afternoon at 3:05 when these Pens Elite 2011s will take on these same Montgomery Blue Devils. Bloom on the faceoff. One back to the point by Montgomery. Shot sent in. Burchett puts it on the wall. Working it back to the point. They'll center one from there that's read well by Foster, who's going to end up taking a slashing penalty, I think, here. Or a rough. Somebody's going to take a rough. Somebody's off for roughing. Maybe it's a Devil. It will be a Devil. It'll be a roughing call here on Montgomery with 13.2 seconds remaining in the third period. The Penguins will head back to the power play. Into the quarter it goes. And that horn will indicate the end of period number 3. Go get a snack and come back in 13 minutes for the 2010 Pens lead. Thanks for joining us.